Here are 3 super easy to implement things you can do to level up your financial situation big time for 2022 and beyond. And the best part is that everything in this list can be done in one morning. 2 of them you could literally do in minutes. Hey everyone, my name is Preet, and this channel is for anyone who wants to learn more about personal finance, investing, and the world of money around us. According to the American Psychological Association, 93% of people set New Year's resolutions. So that sounds good. People want to make changes in their life for the better. And these changes are often tied to goals like managing health better and managing wealth better. But, and that's a big but, pun intended, almost half of people drop those resolutions by February. So I'm going to try and help you out with some of your financial resolutions by giving you some actionable strategies that you can implement today that don't require ongoing effort. Think of it like signing up for a gym membership but not having to go and still getting in the best shape of your life. Okay, so let's start with tip number 1. The first tip is to do a subscription audit. List out all your automatic expenses and see what stays and what goes. And it will shock you to see just how many subscriptions have creeped their way into your monthly expenses and just kind of like live there like furniture in your budget. The Washington Post tells us what we already know. Everything is becoming a subscription. What started out with funny jerky of the month club memberships has turned into a world where pretty much anything you can think of is available as a subscription. Harry's Razors, Sockbox, Magic Spoon cereal, sparkling water cartridges, streaming services, masterclass, meal kits, and of course software and much more. Just out of curiosity, leave a comment with the weirdest subscription you've ever heard of. The weirdest one I've come across is Bone Box, where you get new animal bones delivered every month. Now, don't get me wrong, just because something is sold through a subscription model doesn't mean it is bad, except maybe if it's Bone Box, but you just have to make sure that you're getting the benefits of what you are paying for. Sometimes we sign up for things that we don't end up using as much as we thought. Gym memberships, anyone? If you can find $83.33 per month in automatic monthly expenses that you could get rid of, that's $1,000 in savings for the year. Here's how you do it. 1. Log into your credit card and online banking providers and just pull up your transaction history for the last month or two. 2. Scan all the items that are automatic expenses and list them out along with the amounts. This list could include bank fees, insurance premiums for auto insurance, life insurance, and so on, internet service providers, cell phone providers, software, jerky of the month, and so on. 3, and this is the key, for each item, you need to put them into one of 3 categories: keep, reduce, or eliminate. Some things stay because you can't do without them and there's no room to negotiate or reduce your costs, or you are getting good value out of them. These can be marked as keep. But some things you could downgrade in some way. Maybe you have a premium package but could do with a more standard package. Or maybe your usage has changed, like my cell phone data usage dropped by 90% during the pandemic, and I changed my data package and saved $100 per month. Now, I live in Canada, and our cell phone plans are horrifically expensive compared to literally everyone else, except maybe astronauts. Like, I'm pretty sure that an American astronaut's roaming charges would be less than what Canadians pay for non-roaming data. In any case, mark all the expenses that could be reduced or negotiated, or that you could find a competitor offering a better price, as reduce. The last category, eliminate, is self-explanatory. There are just some things we no longer need or aren't getting the best use from. Cut them. And I think this is key. Remember that you can always add them back later. Again, for every $83.33 per month in reduced expenses, that's $1,000 per year in freed up cash flow. I recently did a subscription audit and found about $3,000 per year in savings. I had a premium credit card, for example, that was about $500 per year in annual fees, which again was worth it for me when I was traveling, but the benefits offered with the card offered no benefit to my current situation for the next year. So that, along with my reduced cell phone data and some other small software subscriptions that I no longer use, added up pretty easily. And cutting them out was pretty painless. Okay, here's tip number 2, starting an automatic savings plan. This one is simple, but perhaps the most powerful. Back when I was a financial advisor and I worked with people who had millions of dollars but weren't business owners who launched successful businesses all the time. In other words, they worked good salaried jobs with good incomes and accumulated their wealth over time. I asked them, if they could attribute their success to just one thing, what would it be? And to a T, every time it was just making their long-term savings automatic. Just setting up that first automatic periodic transfer from their bank account the day after they got paid into an investment portfolio for the long term was the key. After you set it up and after a few months, most people don't even feel the pain of saving anymore. You get used to it. And in fact, seeing that balance start to increase over time is incredibly motivating. To give you an example of how powerful this can be, let's look at an example of someone who starts investing at 18, invests $100 per month like clockwork until they're 65, and their investments earn 5% per year. So a nice balanced portfolio. They'd end up with around $220,000. And yes, I know some people like to use 10% per year rates of return, but that deserves a whole different video on its own. Trust me, for now, just use 5%. Now, for some people, $100 per month might seem too trivial to bother, and for others, finding $100 per month might be really hard. There are a lot of factors involved, including your income, life situation, privilege, and more. Right now, if you are not automating your savings and investment contributions, you need to start. No matter how much or how little, just make it automatic and set it up. You can tweak it later. Now, what amount is right for you? I would pick a number that you think would be just a bit too difficult for you. Worst case scenario is that you can dial it back in a few months, but on the other hand, if it does stick, that'll give you a huge leg up. Okay, let's go to tip number 3. Bump up your automatic savings at least once a year. This one is a lot more powerful than you might think. If you're already making automatic contributions, take this to heart. Remember that example I gave you of someone saving $100 per month from 18 to 65 with a growth rate of 5% on their investments? They'd have about $220,000. With one small change, by increasing that $100 per month by 5% every year, so $105 per month when they're 19 and $110.25 per month when they're 20 and so on, that $220,000 would turn into about $550,000 instead. I created a simple Google sheet where you can enter in your own numbers, your starting age, ending age, your starting balance in case you already have money invested, and the growth rate of your investments and the annual growth rate in your contribution amount. The link will be in the description, and if you like that spreadsheet, hit the like button. But the takeaway advice here is increase your rate of savings regularly. I'll suggest a 5% increase is a minimum, but you can go higher. Again, maybe try an increase that you just think might be a stretch. And if it is too much, you can always scale it back. But if it sticks, it'll have a major impact down the road. Okay, here's a bonus tip to help you to remember to increase your savings rate over time. Put a repeating reminder in your calendar to increase your contribution amount. You can choose January 1st every year, or your birthday, or even both if you want to be more gradual or even more aggressive. But remember, that one small change, which you may not even feel, like going from contributing $100 per month to $105 per month, you probably won't feel that, could double your portfolio's ending value down the road if you keep up those increases. And if you can increase it more, your future self will thank you. Okay, so those are 3 quick tips for your financial New Year's resolutions that don't take a lot of effort, but deliver a lot of impact to your life. Now, if you have a lot of debt that you want to tackle, you might enjoy this video, which talks about the best sequence to pay down multiple sources of debt. A very interesting video. Leave a comment down below and let us know what your financial New Year's resolutions are. And if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to learn more about money and managing your finances. And of course, hit the bell to turn on notifications for when I publish new content. And I will see you in the next video.